Let's have another little chat. Apologies if I cough or wheeze throughout this whole thing. I am still incredibly sick. It's a long story. I took a Mucinex like a few minutes ago. So let's have a chat. And yes, it's going to be about politics again. I've decided I'm going to start a new series. Basically, I'm just going to have a series where I sit down and I try to talk about things that are happening in the world. Political, not political, doesn't matter. I'm doing this because I need to sort of vent. There's been so many things happening lately that I'm sure you've all taken note of, whether it be the state of our economy right now, the AI bubble that is completely crashing our fucking tech markets, whether it be the actual fucking conspiracy come to light with people who I'm not going to name right now, but I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Shit's bad, man. Things are really fucking bad right now. And look, I'm past the point of caring who you may have voted for in the past 3 years. There's just so many things bad about the world right now. And it's not like some of us didn't try to warn everyone. I mean, God knows I did. I tried for years in my own circle to tell people, hey, we should not be voting for Trump or anyone associated with him because, just all the writing on the wall that even though not everyone was reading, the ones who were trying to speak out and basically warn everyone. No one listened. And well, here we are. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on anything, okay? I literally wasn't even very political until 2018. I had just left high school then, and I wanted to get more involved with that kind of stuff because I wanted to try and I wanted to try and learn stuff. I wanted to try to be smarter, you know? I'm a very naturally curious person. I like learning. Yeah, I'm not an expert on much, if anything at all. But the more I looked into people like Trump, the more I realized that he just should honestly not have been elected president. And as bad as things were from 2016 to 2020, it only got worse from there. But I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. I am really fucking tired. Not physically. I woke up less than an hour ago. Haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I still got shit to do today. I mean, I am just tired, right? And I think this is a feeling that many of us are mutually sharing in right now. Right now, I don't even know if we'll still have a fucking country in about a year. I don't think things are going to be this way forever. For one, it just would not be as easy for them to get away with this shit as it would have been, say, 20 years ago. Before the internet was such a widespread thing, before everyone had cameras, before everyone had access to information. I do think eventually, as more and more of this becomes public knowledge, more people will step up. And part of why so few people have been doing it is the fact that so few people have been starting. Like, think of it this way. It's a lot harder to get up on a soapbox if no one climbed it to begin with. Like, it's a lot harder to speak up against the wrongdoings of really bad people if no one takes the lead. But after the shit that's gone down in Minnesota, I was actually really pleased to see that more and more people are, in fact, coming to terms with what's been happening and pushing back against the rhetoric that we've been pelted with. It's really nice, actually, knowing that the shit happening right now is being seen and it is being, like, opposed to. Like, it's good to know I'm not drowning in a sea of ignorance right now. There are, in fact, people trying to fight back against this. It's a relief, honestly. So, no, I don't think it'll last forever. I don't think things are going to keep getting worse forever and ever. And I think we are starting to see, as the metaphor I've been hearing for a while now says, I think we are starting to see the pendulums swing back. And we are starting to see public sentiment grow in favor of actually fixing these things. As I said, I didn't really get into politics until, like, a little less than 10 years ago. I didn't really care much because, well, I didn't have to. As far as I was aware, I was just some cishet fucking white man living in the fucking South. Why should I have cared about politics, right? So, I didn't really have much reason to give a shit. But when I had left the nest, so to speak, and gone out on my own, I was curious. Like I said, I'm not an expert in anything by any means, but I do enjoy learning. It's usually my tendency to explore. That's why I like open world games. I like exploring worlds. I like seeing things. I like learning about the world around me. I like forming new experiences. And at the time, I had thought, well, if I'm going to really understand the world around me, I need to dive into the mess that was politics to at least understand more about it. Looking back, I think that was really fucking foolish of me. But at the same time, I can't help but be glad now that I'm not the only one who now sees things the way they actually are. I really don't know for sure what's going to happen from this point on. It's hard to say. There's just so many things wrong all at once, and it's hard to pick a battle just to fight it when you know there's a whole war going on in the next area. Everything from the age verification crap that took over the internet just last year, or was it last year? Yeah, it was. Holy shit, can't believe it's already been a year. But whatever, from the age verification crap that's gone over the world to the fucking files being released and basically every single conspiracy not being proven correct at the same time, to just general stuff like our economy treating us like shit, to our politicians not caring. And no, Democrats are not going to save us. Unfortunately, I've had to come to terms with this a few years ago when I realized that Biden, someone I had voted for to push back against Trump, would not be doing enough either. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks knowing that there really is just no one coming to save us. So we gotta save ourselves. But I do think we can. It's gonna suck. There will be a lot of people in your life who, as you talk to about things that you've known for a long time and they're just now learning, it's gonna be tough trying to see them the same way. It's gonna be tough actually, talking to them about regular things, knowing what you know now. I don't have all the answers. I'm not some genie in a bottle. I'm not some oracle. I can't tell you what's gonna happen next. But I am fairly certain that things will get better. The thing is, we are gonna have to fight for them to get better. I can't tell you how. It's not really my prerogative. I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you that hopelessness is not the answer here. As bad as things are now, I do genuinely believe that we can still make them better. It'll take sacrifice. It'll take a lot of forgiving, but also a lot of remembering. Son of a bitch. Hold on a second. I do think things will get better. I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, for all we know, when midterms come up, even if we do vote in the right people, there's no guarantee they'll let them in. Like, let's just face facts here. This administration knows they can get away with basically anything now. We have to be ready to not let them, whatever that takes. So yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna be making this into a new series where I basically just sit and try to talk about things as best I can and maybe try to help people who might be listening who might be feeling the same way as myself. Like I said in the last video I did like this, it's been GTA traffic. Like I said in the last video like this that I made, you had voted for Trump in 2016. I don't necessarily blame you. Things were bad even way back then. Granted, they weren't as bad as now, but they were still pretty fucking bad. The 2008, the, the 2008 housing market bubble had just burst, and the people responsible for upending people's lives had not seen consequences. They were not held to account. As much good as I still think Obama did, that is an incredible sore spot for a lot of people for damn good reason. And then came along a businessman who claimed that he could fix everything, that he would punish all the right people. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really know who the hell Trump was. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I really did not know who Trump. Excuse me. Anyway, fucking Christ. As I was saying though, I didn't really know who Trump was in 2016 when the election had happened. I wouldn't be surprised if not a lot of people did. And that's why when things started getting really bad in 2017 and 2018, I decided I wanted to look more into who Trump was, where he came from, why he says what he does. And don't get me wrong, the things he said in 2016 were incredibly fucking racist, right? Like, there's no doubt about it. At least not anymore. But I get it. People were desperate. And they figured, oh, he's racist, but he's a businessman. Surely he could fix the economy. And that didn't pan out, to say the least. And as I said, if you had voted in 2016 for Trump, I don't think it's your fault, at least not inherently. Things were bad. Trump came along as a sort of like a last ditch effort, and people went for it. I don't think it's a person's fault if they did something out of desperation to do good. But after 2020, and especially after Jan 6, I feel like that should have been the first of many wake-up calls. There was just no fucking reason after that I think people should have voted for him. Like, that should have been the end of it for so many people, but it just wasn't. And here we are, fucking, like 5 or 6 years later, after 2020. It is currently, as I'm making this video, about 6 years and a whole month, or however long. Whatever. The point is, it was half a decade. It's now half a decade after that Capitol attack. And there are still a small handful of people who will defend Trump till their dying breath. It's insane.
What brings you in today?
There are people in my own family who have supported Trump that I have had to cut out of my life. And I don't know if I will ever see them the same way again. My own mother included. In fact, my mother was one of many reasons I had actually left the house in 2018. I had just had enough. But with all of this being said, with every bad thing that is happening, I still do believe things will get better. If what's happened in Minnesota has reminded me of one thing, if it has done if any good has come out of this for me personally, it's that it has reminded me of what it means to be human. That even in times like this, when things look as bleak as they do, there is still so much good to be found. It's going to be really hard pulling out of this one, but I do think we can. Now, make no mistake, when this is over, and I do think it will be fairly soon, if not within the next year, then at least within the next 3 or 4, I think it will eventually come to an end. But we are going to have to absolutely make it better. The people responsible for all of this, they need to face consequences. They know what they did, and they don't care. They feel no remorse. They feel no shame. They feel no empathy, no compassion. They have no regrets other than the fact that they were caught. And that's how we need to treat them. The cruelty is the point. They do not care about you. They do not care about me. Hell, for the looks of it, they don't even care about their own. They want money. They want power. They want to be in the spotlight. They want nothing less than the absolute adoration of everyone. And anyone they do not get it from, they will punish. Not for some crime that they have committed, but for the simple fact that they refused to bend the knee. We can't let them. I'm tired. No, I am exhausted. I'm sick of being right about the wrong things. It's funny. If you follow my Twitter account or my Blue Sky, you've probably seen me have some really wild ass fucking takes about games and shows and movies, misinterpreting things, only to realize I was wrong when someone made a way better theory than mine. I will gladly take that on the chin because at the end of the day, those are just fiction. I hate that of all things that I was right about, it was this. Of all things I could have actually predicted, it was just this. We can't let them get away with it. Not now, not ever. Never again. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I am going to make this into a full series. But that's it for now. I'm out.